decided to go for quantity rather than quality, because I roam through bookshops and I just pick books for the title, and sometimes it's sort of a hit and miss. The book not to pick and not to read, and Dirk suggested we should probably have a sort of list of warning, is And the Clients Went Wild, which you would think is a really good book on sort of customer satisfaction in a very extreme sort of form. Yeah. And it completely does not deliver on its promise. And it's sort of a how-to book to reasonably straightforward marketing. So don't. Now there's a good one, which is a book called Unmarketing by a guy called Scott Stratton. That's a book you probably should read, and it's sort of this whole no-nonsense approach to marketing. And the way I sort of rate books now is when I start making notes, I know I'm onto something because it sort of triggers the ideas. And that's a book you should probably read. And in the sort of the same vein of no-nonsense, there is a book called How to Be a Fierce Competitor by Jeffrey J. Fox. And this is absolutely fascinating because it sort of takes a very the extra 1%, which is, listen, stop whinging about the recession, get on and work harder. He sort of says executive parking, that's abolish it, that's for customers. He says don't spend your time on training people that are not talented, put all your money on the talent. And it just goes into a whole range of no-nonsense, down-to-earth, things we already knew but have sort of forgotten. And if you want sort of a lift, this is a book that gives you all sort of the hard-nosed tips to move on. And it's a real antidote to sort of doom and gloom because it just gives you the tools to work.
What's it called?
How to Be a Fierce Competitor. Okay. It really is very, very good. Now the book that I'm going to suggest is the book of the month. It's called The Executive and the Elephant. Over here. And it is...
It's a bit of a daft name, the author.
Well, I thought it was when I was at...
No, the author's name.
Daft. Well, it is sort of daft as a book as well, because I was expecting something completely different. And this is... If anybody's into meditation and into the Buddha within and sort of the 5 steps to enlightenment, this guy has given it an executive sort of sauce, and the elephant refers to the way your mind works, so it's a little bit of pink, it is a little bit of, but it gives you the tools to stop the interference from the elephant, which is sort of your lower brain interfering. No, it's basically what it says, go and meditate and be aware of the constant interference that the elephant brain brings to the table. Why does an executive, knowingly that he has to make, or she has to make a decision, walks away from it? And that's because the lower brain finds all kinds of excuses not to do it.
That's linchpin.
Is it?
Oh my God, yes.
But it's literally, it's a Buddha in the workplace. Highly recommended.
Is it a parable or is it a straightforward?
No, it gives you the tools.
Okay. No, because elephant comes up in lots of parables.
No. This is just slow down to stop your reaction. It's all tools for you to use your brain better. So, and first time I read it, I went, And the more I thought about it, and the more I actually started reading the second version of the B5, I went, geez, this is actually this is the solution to pink and the interference that's constantly happening. Highly recommend.
Pink, by the way, okay. Pink.